Quick little story time. True story. True story. So, for those who don't know me like that, well, a lot of people don't know me like that. But, anyways, so if you look at my stories or you go on my social media pages, Facebook, TikTok, I'm mainly on those two because I really don't like Instagram too much, no shade, and every blue moon I post on Snapchat. So, the reason why I'm always usually talking about past females, and I'm gonna tread lightly with that word, females, is because a facility I used to work at in my hometown, I found out through one of the DONs there, and I'll never forget what this lady said to me. I've never forgotten. She called me into her office, and the ADON was there too. Quiet too. I ain't say nothing. The DON say a whole team wrote statements about you. What? A whole team wrote statements about me? I was in shock. I said, well, why they wrote statements about me? I mean, I said I spoke to everybody that day. I thought everything was cool. Um, People were smiling in my face. I even remember I was ordering. I had ordered me some stuff through DoorDash because I needed groceries, so I had to bring them to my job. Mind your business. Don't worry about why. So I'm keeping to myself. Not at the nurse's station. I had my own little table and I stayed on my hall. So when I work, I focus on my patients and I stay out the way. That's how I work. And that's why I work the way I do. hmm So, long story short, I take me a break because I had so much going on that day. And I forgot to tell my nurse and let her know I was going on a break because I just had so much going on. And I ain't thinking nobody really paying attention to me. No, they were. And I go on a 45-minute break. Now, as I'm coming back from my 45-minute break, and I smoke, I'm working on eventually quitting. Um, and I'm walking back to go all the way to the opposite side from my 45-minute break, which 45 minutes is actually over because I'm supposed to take a 30. So excuse me for technically being gone for an extra 15 minutes, right? I hear this at the window. One of my coworkers who I actually like, because I don't really like too many coworkers like that. She's real cool. She said, you know they overhead pays you? I said, no. She was like, yeah, I don't know who it was, but they overhead pays you. So I'm like, well, what they overhead paging me for? I said, I've been working and stuff. I said, I did forget to tell them I was going on break because I just had a lot on my mind that day. So my bad. I get like that. I get it because I really be in my own world, y'all. Like when I be saying that, I really be dead serious, and I'm working on not being so much in my own world to where, like, it's like I'm really like I don't see nobody. Like a lot of people are non-existent to me for real. That's just how I am. So all of a sudden, I hear Melissa Nelson. We been calling. I'm like saying it all aggressive because I don't like being put on the spot and I don't like being overhead page. Because why you looking for me that hard? I ain't hard to find. So, anyways, I walked back over there. And the nursing supervisor that I thought was cool comes at me so aggressive, so rude, so disrespectful. And me and her actually had no problem until that day, that particular day. And I couldn't figure out, why is this lady tripping on me this hard? And this how I knew she was lying. She say, I watched you be gone for 2 hours. How you watch somebody leave the floor for 2 hours before you say something? Make that make sense. You lying. 2 hours? And you was watching me? So if you was watching me, you knew what I was doing for 2 hours. So why you overhead paging me? So I ended up getting into a big it was a big confrontation between me and her, who was arguing and everything. And all that writing up, I ain't signing it. Wasn't gonna sign it. Because the way you came at me was very disrespectful, for one. And you yelling at me, you trying to embarrass me, you not being fair, and you going by the people, what the people saying. So you weren't even acting like a supervisor in that moment. You was acting like somebody who was scared to say something to the supposedly popular people, the people that you consider your friends, the people that you consider have more superior over me. So you chose that side. Okay, stay over there. Bet. Now, I done got sent home. And I told her you could just send me to the other side. But instead, she sent me home. I was so heated, so mad. So, went home. I ended up, basically, to make a long story short, I basically ended up getting fired because the DON told me a team wrote statements about me. And you know what's the most interesting part? It was black females. Black females. Out of all of them, I think one of them, not that color matters, but in my case, to me it matters. It says a lot about my own culture. I think my nurse, she was white. And me and her was cool too, so I don't even understand why she got involved in that mess as well. But the majority was black females. Man, during that time, I was so sad. I ain't even gonna cap. I was crying when I was at home. I was like, dang, how could they do this to me? I said, these people smiling in my face. I thought these people was cool, and I haven't forgotten that day. I haven't forgotten the moment. I may have forgotten every single thing that was said, but I remember it. And I remember who was there that day and everything. So when I got fired, I didn't know how I was going to pay my bills. But this how I knew justice was being served. I had one person come through for me to help me get myself together to where I can be in a better position to make sure me and my daughter had a roof over our head. And I was grateful for that. And don't worry about who it is, none of your business. So I'm saying this to say this. If I am feeling a certain way about expressing myself in a way that sometimes can come off